Hi. Uh, as some of you have heard, and if you haven't already, Reverend Jerry Falwell passed away today at age 73. He was found unconscious in his office at Liberty University and was pronounced dead at a hospital shortly thereafter. Reverend Falwell, like him or hate him, was a political force to be reckoned with within the Republican Party, certainly. He helped found the moral majority back in 1979 and was instrumental in helping to get President Reagan elected in 1980. Over the years, he has made some bombastic statements, blaming gay people for the AIDS epidemic. Was one. Leading a boycott against one of the Teletubbies in 1999 is another. However, Falwell, to his credit, did moderate somewhat during his later years. At the end of 1999, he actually reconciled with a man who had ghostwritten his biography. And this man's name was Mel White. Mel White is a Catholic, I believe Catholic, no, possibly Episcopal. I think Episcopal priest. Openly gay, and the two of them had obviously had a falling out some years previously. But in the end of 1999, they reconciled, and Falwell may actually apologized for making hateful statements and speeches and comments over the years, not realizing how such speech can affect or instigate or be a catalyst for violent actions against certain groups of people. To say I agreed with him on most of his stances is obviously not the case, but I developed a certain amount of respect for him, especially in comparison to some of the other Christian conservative evangelical leaders, such as James Dobson and Pat Robertson, and certainly Fred Phelps. Though even though he had moderated his views somewhat, or at least his views, what he said and spoke, every once in a while he'd still slip in a little jab. A few years ago, actually not that long ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago, he made some vague remark saying that you almost have to be a homosexual to get anywhere in Hollywood or something to that effect. And then you have to counter that, though. He did an interview on CNN, I believe it was CNN, maybe 2 years ago or so, in which he discussed what he would do if he had a gay person in his family. And the bottom line was, no matter what, you don't throw someone out of your house. You don't disown someone. You don't kick someone out of your life. And that probably took courage for him to say, and I have to thank him for that, even though we disagree ideologically. On a more pragmatic level, at least we agreed on this particular issue. He, as unlikely as this sounds, he was, to me anyway, he was the voice of moderation within that group of people that I previously mentioned. And for that reason, I will certainly miss him. And even though, as I said before, I rarely, if ever, actually agree with him. But he did show that there can be growth, personal, emotional, mental, intellectual growth, even later on in life. And I think there's a lot of followers who will miss him dearly. And while I'm certainly not part of the Christian evangelical movement, I think his lack of presence in the future will be felt. And I hope someone else steps up and takes his place as conservative, Christian, but not truly bigoted, I would say. I guess that's how I would describe him. I guess it goes to show you there's a place for everyone in this world. Thanks for listening.